Félicitations! You are now on your way to learning French. I would like to start off by congratulating you on taking the initiative and enrolling in this course, allowing me to share my passion with you. In this course, you will learn how to speak French using common words and useful sentences. The course is divided into 3 main sections. In the first section, we will go over the grammar. In the second section, we will focus on reading, and the last will help you when you are traveling to one of 29 French-speaking countries. We will work together on understanding how to communicate in French by focusing on the gender of nouns. We will then go over simple sounds and syllables. In the third and final section, we will focus on useful words and phrases needed when traveling to a French-speaking country. You will be well prepared to communicate with anyone at the hotel, while sightseeing, and at a local restaurant. Not only will I give this information to you, but I will also provide you with a list of words and phrases so you can continue practicing. These will be found in a booklet along with practice material. You will be able to use these sheets during the course too. In fact, I strongly recommend that you do to get the full value of the course. To help you really learn French, I focused and optimized on the information I provide you with because I only chose to share the useful information with you that you can actually benefit from. I am so happy to have you here. If you are looking to learn the foundation of French, then this is just the right course for you. Now let's get started. Hello everyone and welcome to this bonus lecture. Here I'd like to share something really important in the French language. Les noms are nouns in French, and there are 2 different types, des noms communs et des noms propres. Des noms communs, noms propres. Nom commun is a noun, which is an object, place, or thing, okay? And a nom propre, same thing, it's the name of a person or a place. And it always starts with a capital letter. For example, nom commun can be a cat, which is a chat, a book, livre. Okay? So you have an animal and a thing. Nom propre would be the name of a place, for example, Canada. Name of a person, Mitchell. Again, you could do the name of a street, a holiday, and so on. Now, the trick is this will always start with a capital letter, whereas nom commun does not. Okay, moving on, all the nouns have un genre and un nombre. The genre is, I guess, like the sex of the word. It's either masculin or féminin. Okay, masculin or féminin. And le nombre is the quantity. So it's either singulier or pluriel. Okay? Singulier means we are referring to one thing only. For example, the book. Okay? Le livre. We are just talking about one book. Or if we are referring to 2 or more books, we would say the books, les livres, okay? So that's the difference between singulier and pluriel. Now, chat, that's a noun masculin singulier. Masculin singulier. So the small word before the noun, we call a déterminant, which would be either le or un. So the cat or a cat, and so on. Okay, so I would just like you to keep that in mind because that is something that you will continue to see and continue to learn as you are communicating, learning, and advancing in learning French. So I would just like you to keep that in mind because masculin, féminin is something that will continue to come around when speaking French. Hello again. In this section, we will be going over les déterminants. Les déterminants There's a few of them, but in this course, I would only like to focus on two of them. I find that they are the two that we use the most frequently. Déterminant défini and déterminant indéfini. So as you can see on the board, I chose to start with déterminant défini, and then later we will go with indéfini. So les déterminants are the small word that comes before le nom. And if the noun, so the nom is masculin, singulier, then the déterminant will also be masculin, singulier. If le nom is féminin, pluriel, well then the déterminant is as well. So I will show you what the déterminant défini are. These are the déterminant défini. So as you can see, it is le, l'apostrophe, which is the apostrophe after the L, la, and les. Simple, okay? Now, this in English is the. Okay? So, le or l'apostrophe is masculin, singulier. Le is always, always, always masculin, singulier. Okay? La is always, always, always féminin, singulier. Now, you might be confused because you see l'apostrophe in both rangées, in both categories here. And I will explain that in 1 minute. But first, I just need you to recognize that it can be used for masculine or singulier. And finally, les is always, always pluriel. So les means that there are two or more of the nom. For example, here we have le crayon. Okay, crayon is masculine, so it's masculine. You just cannot change that, which means that if we want to say the crayon, the déterminant has to also be masculine, okay? We are only talking about one crayon right here, so that means it has to be singulier. Again, that is why we put le and not les, because there's only one crayon. So this is also masculin singulier. If you haven't caught on yet, the M stands for masculin, the F stands for féminin, S singulier, P pluriel, okay? So here, le crayon, the crayon. We are talking about one crayon, okay? One pencil crayon right here, which is why we would say le crayon. We don't use la because la is féminin and crayon is masculine. Now, if we're talking about multiple crayons, okay, multiple pencils, maybe we're talking about 2 pencils, 3 pencils, 4 pencils, or a whole pack of pencils, okay, we are talking about 12 pencils. Now, this is how we would write it. We would say les crayons, okay? So again, crayon is always masculine. That doesn't change. The only thing that changes is the nombre, which is now pluriel, because we have 2 or more. So anytime you have 2 or more objects for the nom, then it becomes pluriel. I added the S because we can no longer use le or la, because those are singulier and we need pluriel, which has to be les. So we say, if in English we would say the pencils, we add the S because there's more than one, and in French we say les crayons. As you can see, the S is, we don't pronounce it. We write it, we see it when we read it, but it's just les crayons. All right, good job. How on earth can the l'apostrophe be masculine or féminin? Well, like I had mentioned earlier, les noms les noms are always either féminin or masculine. You just can't change it. And I know you said you can refer to the déterminant beforehand, But if it's à l'apostrophe, that's not enough information. So hopefully you just know it, or you can use a dictionary, you can Google it, and just practice it. Now, when would you use le and when would you use à l'apostrophe? Let me show you. So you're probably wondering, how do we know when to use à l'apostrophe or le, or again, à l'apostrophe or la? Well, let me show you. Now, this only applies for déterminant défini, okay? So when you're trying to say the, not a, the. Okay, I'm gonna give you the word arbre, which means tree. Arbre. Okay, I'm telling you right now that arbre is un nom masculin singulier. So, now that we know this, we know that right here, the déterminant is either going to be le or l'apostrophe. Okay, if we put le, I is a vowel, and A is a vowel, okay? So le, the last letter of the déterminant, is a vowel, and the first letter right here is also a vowel. Again, the vowels are A, E, I, O, and U, okay? Sometimes Y, but right here, A, E, I, O, and U. So when you have two vowels that follow each other with the déterminant défini, doesn't work. It's just non-existent. So we replace le with the l'apostrophe. So instead of saying le arbre, we would say l'arbre. Okay? Same thing for O. Okay? Water. O. Here's how we spell it. E-A-U. We don't say le O, because if we did, we would have two E's together. Okay, we would have this. Again, two vowels. Nope, we don't want that. So we just do l'apostrophe and we say lo. Okay, so that's when to use the l'apostrophe and when to use the le or la. Okay, now I'm going to test you. Okay, chaise. I'm going to test you now. So I'm going to give you a word that we had already seen in the previous lecture, and I will have you add the déterminant in front of the word. So the word I give you is chaise. Chaise means chair, in case you have forgotten. So I want to say the chair, okay? I'm telling you right now that chaise is un nom féminin singulier. Okay, it's a nom féminin, and I'm only talking about one chair, the chair. So which word would you put before chaise? Well, you know it's féminin singulier, not pluriel, so we're not gonna go here. It's not masculin, it's féminin. Okay, two options, la or l'apostrophe. You always first go to la, okay, or le. We do not have two vowels. We keep it. We simply say la chaise. Now, if I'm talking about the chairs, can you please go get me the chairs? We would say what? I'm giving you a couple seconds to think about it. The chairs. We would say les chaises. And add yes because there are more than one. Les chaises. Great job. Let's go on to the next set of déterminants, which are les déterminants indéfinis. I have been teaching for several years, and I can honestly say that it is a true passion of mine. Udemy is going to prompt you to review this course, and it is really important that you provide feedback. A 5-star review is really important because it allows us to create content just like this. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please contact us and our team will get back to you as soon as possible. Again, I am so happy to be here and so proud that you have enrolled in this course. Teaching is something that I'm truly passionate about, and I strongly believe in this course. Okay, so now let's work on les déterminants indéfinis. So there are only 3, okay? Un, une, and des. Un, une, des. So all this means is a. If I'm saying, can you get me a chair? Can you get me a pencil? Can you get me a book? Can you get me a dog or an elastic, okay? So that's just to give you an idea. You are talking not about something particular, just generally speaking. Any chair, just get me a chair, okay? Whereas previously we were talking about, can you get me the chair, that chair, okay? So, masculin singulier, we use un. If le nom is féminin singulier, we use une. And if it's pluriel, we use des. Okay? So, again, let's use the word arbre. A tree. Which déterminant will you use if you know that arbre is masculin singulier? Masculin singulier, we would say un arbre. Un arbre. Now, if I'm talking about multiple trees, you would say des arbres. Okay, so I'll leave it at that. Super short, super simple. And now I will see how much of this do you really understand. It is now time for you to practice. Here I have les déterminants that we just went over. Le, la, une, à l'apostrophe, un, des, et les. I want you to tell me le nombre and le genre. Sorry, le genre et le nombre. I do that because le genre, masculin pluriel, always comes first. So, I had the M and the F up top. M for masculin, F for féminin. So masculine, feminine. Okay? And then S and P, singulier, pluriel for le nombre. Okay? Remember, it's either one or the other, one or the other. I will give you some time to do that, and then you will see the answer key, I guess. So you will see the answers. Okay, here are the answers right here. So go ahead and check your answers. Okay, great job. In the next video, we will be combining les noms with les déterminants. We will put them together, and you will have a better understanding about sentence structure by doing so. Here I wrote down some of the nouns that we had already looked at together, and I added the déterminants already, okay? So I have two columns. The first one is féminin, which contains les noms qui sont féminins, and then masculin, which includes des noms qui sont masculins. Okay, so la table, that means the table. La chaise, the chair. La fenêtre, the window. All of these are words that are féminin. So they are all des noms féminins. Right here are three words, three nouns, three noms that are masculin. Le livre, the book. L'ordinateur, the computer. Le mur, the wall. Okay? Now, as you can see, table is féminin. So the déterminant is féminin too. La chaise, féminin, féminin. Fenêtre, again, féminin. The déterminant is féminin too. Livre, it is a nom masculin. So if livre is masculin, the déterminant is also masculin. Ordinateur, masculin. Again, we can't say le ordinateur because there would be two vowels. So we replace the le with L apostrophe. Mur, un nom masculin. So the déterminant is masculin too. So if the déterminant is masculin, if le nom is masculin, the déterminant is masculin too. Okay? Again, if you don't know if the word is masculine, féminin, or masculine, look at the déterminant. That should help you out. There are also some other tips that you can learn later on. But for the most part, if you know this, you have the foundation, you have the basics, you are understanding the language, you are understanding what you are doing. And Google and a dictionary, all that can help you with knowing le genre and le nom. It is now time for you to practice. The table is green. How do we say this in French? We say la table est verte. Okay, so the is la, table is table, is est, green is verte. Now we have an E at the end because we are talking, what is green? The table is green. Okay, so when it's féminin, we sometimes add an E. In this case, we do. So it's la table est verte. Now, this is where you will need the PDF, the workbook that you have already opened, already browsed through a bit. But you will need to find the section where it says les couleurs. Les couleurs. Now, that means colors. Okay, I need you to use that because you are now going to make your own sentences. I will ask you to say a sentence by telling you a sentence in English, but you're going to tell me the sentence in French, and then I will show you how to say it correctly, and you're going to check to see how you're doing. Okay, so here, the example I gave you was the table is green, which is la table est verte. Okay, now I want you to say the chair is yellow. The chair is yellow. So how do we say that in French? I hope that you took your time with this, that you maybe even paused the video, really reflected, thought back to what we already learned, and used your workbook as well to help you come up with the sentence. And if you came up with la chaise est jaune, you are correct. Okay. Now, how do you say the pencil is red? The pencil is red. This time we're just going to do it orally. So pause the video and think. Okay, how do you say the pencil is red? Well, you would say le crayon est rouge. Le crayon est rouge. The pencil is red. Le crayon est rouge. Now I'll write on the board just just because. Rouge is how you say red. Again, you would find that in your workbook. I have a list of all the colors in French and English. So I really strongly encourage you to use les noms that I have already given you to make up your own sentences. Challenge yourself. Make yourself practice. Even think outside the box. If you come up with a sentence in English, something simple such as this: Le crayon est rouge. The pencil is red. Use colors. Use other things that I've provided in the workbook too. But something simple like this is more than enough. You could practice saying the door is brown, or the door is yellow. Okay, just practicing those vocabulary words, practicing what déterminants to use. In the workbook, I actually have some sentences for you to practice where I give you the sentence in English and then you practice them in French. And there is an answer key as well that you can verify. But seriously, just practice these. Come up with sentences in English, challenge yourself to say them in French, and then check. It's that simple. One thing to keep in mind when you are coming up with these sentences on your own is we say est, are, we say sont. So it's as simple as this is singulier, okay, where you're talking about one item, one pencil, one chair, one table. Here, are, sont, we are talking about two or more. So we are talking about plusieurs. We're talking about many, so pluriel. So if you want to say the chairs are brown, we would say les chaises sont bruns. Okay? So again, keep this in mind so that you can practice using and saying sentences au singulier and pluriel. Okay, great job everyone. Let's move on. Okay, hello again. In this section, I will be sharing a study tip with you, and I think that you will love it. Now, this is actually super simple, super easy, very basic. It's actually something that I share with a lot of my students and a lot of their parents to help them build their vocabulary and help with their oral communication. Even reading, it's very beneficial for so many reasons. So allow me to explain. I will start by explaining, and then I'm going to literally show you. We will step in a living room, and I will show you exactly what I mean. Okay, you grab cue cards. Okay, note cards. You can use paper, anything you want. Just have a piece of paper like this. All you need are three things. Okay, you need paper, a marker, pencil, anything to write with, and tape. Okay? Again, paper, writing utensil. Is it a writing utensil? A writing tool, and tape. Okay? So you have your cue cards, you have paper that you cut out, you have sticky notes, okay? You write the word, you write the noun down on the paper, okay? So this is where you have two options, okay? You can write juste le nom or le nom et le déterminant, okay? If this is still something that you find maybe a little bit hard, just write le nom. So if you want to study the word chair so that you don't forget chair, and you know that when you see a chair, you can say that word in French, chaise, write chaise, okay? If you're ready to go a little bit further, which I think you can, okay, write la chaise or write une chaise. Okay? Yeah, again, the only difference is when you say la chaise, you're talking about one, like the chair specifically, okay? You are saying the chair, and if you say une chaise, you are saying a chair. So it's like a random chair, okay? But either way, whichever one you want, or you can write all three on one thing, but I suggest just choose one. Okay, let's go with this one right here. You have it. Do that. Whoop. Excuse me. Do this for all the words you want to learn. If you just want to start with 2 nouns, you want to get 2 words down in 2 days or in 1 week or 1 day, whatever your goal is, that's fine. Just stick with it, okay? Write it down. If you just want 1 word, you want to know how to say lashes. Let's start with this, start small, and then add on. Good, great, let's do it, okay? But if you're ready to do a little bit more, do that too. So, la table, okay? Les fourchettes. Okay, let's stick with these 3 for now, okay? Here we're focusing, let's say, on the kitchen, okay? La cuisine. You have les fourchettes, which means the forks. You have la chaise, which means the chair, and la table, which means the table. Okay, you have your 3 pieces of paper. You're going to add the tape on the back of it, or if it's a sticky note, great, you don't even need to add anything. Now you go, if you have chair, la chaise. Okay, I don't know if you can see this, but if you can, right here, okay? You have your piece of paper that says la chaise and you stick it on right here. Now every time you walk into your kitchen and you see the chair, you are going to say la chaise, la chaise, la chaise, okay? Repeat it, say la chaise, look at it, okay? This is a good visual for you. This is a good way to memorize it, but also to know it, okay? So you say la chaise and then try to do it without looking and then check to verify. So you have la chaise, sticky note here. You have the word written out on la table for the table. You have it on your lights. You have it on the wall. You have these vocabulary words. You have them in this video. You have them on your PDF file. And now you have them in your very own kitchen, living room, bedroom, and office. Okay, so as simple as that is, it will be super, super beneficial. Okay, and if you want later on, add sentences. If you have a red chair, say la chaise est rouge. The chair is red. Okay, so that's what's great about this study tip. You can modify it however you want. If you find that you are progressing so quickly and you're ready to use sentences, do it. And if you're most comfortable with just something like this, that is great. But it's something great to do every time you walk by it, every morning, every night, during the day. Practice these words, okay? You will also find in your booklet the list of words, and you see boxes next to it. That's there so that you can check off the words that you know, and then maybe focus on other ones, okay? And then later on, if you want to go back, all right, highlight them, okay? It's really there for you. That is your own personal workbook. So I hope you find that very beneficial. Now, I am going to show you exactly what I mean with this study tip right now. Let's go. Hi everyone, welcome to this section where I will be sharing a useful study tip with you. Again, this is a tip that I give to my students, especially those that are younger learning the language or that maybe struggle a little bit and they need that extra boost at home. So all you need are 3 things: a pen, it could be a marker, highlighter, crayon, anything, just something to write with, cue cards like this or paper, and tape. We already went over some nouns together. Now, I'm going to show you how to apply a strategy that will help you continue to practice these words so that you can master them. So, on a cue card right here, you are simply going to write the noun. You're going to write what it is. For example, right here, this is a table. So I would write table. Okay, table. Now, if you're ready to do something a little more advanced, which if you can, I strongly recommend that you do, because like I said, masculine, féminin is so important in the language, and it will truly be a lot of help to you. So if you can, I want you to add the déterminant, which is the small word before the noun. So in this case, it would be la table, because la table is a noun féminin, okay? So we are saying the table, okay? Now, you will grab tape. Maybe you prefer sticky tack or something, but this is just tape that's easy to come off so it doesn't get stuck to anything. And you will simply stick it to la table. So every time you walk by, you see it, it's a visual reminder, and you can verbally say it as well. Okay, so I already went ahead and I wrote some things on here. For example, le mur. Okay, le mur. I have la fenêtre. What does la fenêtre mean again? That's right, the window. Again, you have the choice. You can either write just fenêtre, the noun, or la fenêtre, but I do recommend this. This will only be to your advantage later on. Okay, so the curtains are down, but that's okay. Gives us an idea. La fenêtre. All right, making a practice. What's le plancher? That's right. Thanks, cameraman. Le plancher, the ground, the floor. Maybe put it in a spot that you don't mind it being for a little bit. So maybe here, so that if you're sitting down at your usual rocking chair or whatever chair, you can see it. Télévision. Okay. Again, this is a really good visual reminder so that you are seeing it. You're seeing what it is. Télévision. You see the word right here. Okay. Practice it. When you say it, when you see it, say it maybe 3 times. When you walk in a room and you're sitting here, okay, you simply say, okay, le plancher. I know that the floor means le plancher. I see the word télévision. La télévision. Oh, fenêtre. C'est la fenêtre. C'est means it is. C'est la fenêtre. C'est la télévision. C'est le plancher. C'est la table. C'est le mur. Okay? Again, just visual reminders. Go over if you want. I encourage you to start maybe just one. Start with one word that you really want to focus on. And then once you become more comfortable, maybe it'll take you a week. But then you can slowly add on more. And then you can practice them all at once, or you can go back to them. It's not going to work the same way for everyone. Just whatever works for you, do it. Whether it's 1 word at a time, 2 words, 5 words, keep them for a week, for a day. It's up to you. But I encourage you to do this strategy. And please let me know how it works out for you. I would love to hear back. Hi everyone. Here we are going to go over les pronoms personnels. These are used with le verbe être and le verbe avoir, which will be the next 2 lectures. So as you can see on the board here, I have 3 columns, okay? And the first one just identifies if it's first person, second person, or third person, and if it's singulier or pluriel. Again, singulier means we're talking, in this case, about one person, only one person. And you can find them here. Okay, the bottom half are all pluriel. First person pluriel, deuxième personne pluriel, and troisième personne pluriel. This means we're talking about 2 or more people. Okay? Now, here are the pronoms. It's je, j apostrophe, very similar to the L apostrophe, tu, il, and elle. All of those are singulier. Okay, and then we have nous, vous, il, and elle. Okay, now listen. Yes, I know that there's an S after il, but we still just say il. So we read it the exact same way, il and il. We don't pronounce the S, it's just there to let us know that we are referring to multiple people, 2 or more people. Same thing with elle. Okay, and then the last column is just les pronoms written in English. I thought that might help you a little bit to understand a little bit more. Okay, so je and J apostrophe means I, tu means you, il and elle means he or she, nous means we, okay, vous means you, as in plural, okay, you, and then il means they, same thing with elle, it means they. Okay, so now that you have this information, we will carry it on into the next lecture. Okay, great. Now we are going to apply this lecture into the next one, where we will focus on les verbes. There will be le verbe être and le verbe avoir. So let's go. Hi, and welcome to this lecture. Here we are going to talk a little bit about verbs, and just so you know, most verbs are conjugated with avoir and être, and the majority of them are conjugated with avoir. That is why I decided to start with this one. Okay, here I have le verbe avoir. Here it is, okay? J'ai, tu as, il a, elle a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, and elles ont. Now, what does this mean? What did we just say? So avoir means to have, okay? Avoir means to have. So, just to help you out, I had also written it in English. J'ai means I. Tu as means you have. Il a means he has. Elle a means she has. Nous avons means we have. Vous avez means you have. And again, that's plural. Ils ont means they have. And elles ont, again, means they have. Ils ont is masculine. Elles ont is féminin. Okay? And just so you guys know, when we're working with il and elle au pluriel, what do we do if we are referring to 3 girls? Of course, that's simple. It's féminin. We would say elles ont, okay? But what if we have a mix? We have girls and boys. We have 2 boys and 1 girl working on a writing assignment. Again, so 2 boys, 1 girl working on a writing assignment. We would refer to them as ils ont, okay? Even though there's more girls and boys, anytime we're talking about 2 or more people, it's pluriel. And anytime there is at least 1 male or 1 boy, it is automatically always masculine, okay? Very important. As soon as there is at least 1 boy in the picture, 1 man in the picture, something masculine in the picture, it is masculine. Okay, so if it's a group of people, there's 10 women, 1 male. It just so happens that they are all referred to as il instead of elle. Okay, so keep that in mind. Great job with avoir. Now I am going to show you être. So now that you have an intro to avoir, it's time for you to practice. Let's go. Okay, so I'm not going to throw anything new at you. I'm just simply going to reuse what you already know and have you apply it. So, I have a crayon. How on earth would you say this in French? What do you think? Well, I have is first personne au singulier. So we would say j'ai. How do we say a again? Un, crayon. Crayon is masculine. So, j'ai un crayon. Okay, now I'm going to switch it up by giving you the sentence. How do you say you have a crayon? You have a crayon. And you have, I am referring to one person. You have a crayon. Tu as un crayon. Okay, now again, using your workbook, I have already provided a list of words and everything that we had already seen. Challenge yourself. Use avoir, le verbe avoir, to form sentences. And then you can even check them. I have, you have, we have. Again, these are all present tense. So good job, everyone. How would we say she has a book? She has a book. Well, we would say elle a un livre. Elle a un livre. Okay? We say elle because she is féminin. So it's elle. Elle a un livre. And then after you practice some sentences, you can even, once you're comfortable with le verbe avoir, switch up the noun. Instead of saying crayon all the time or livre all the time, look at the vocabularies that I have provided you that are in the book and challenge yourself to some new sentences. Okay, so great job with avoir. Now I will see you in the next lecture where we will go over le verbe être. Okay, now it's time that we go over être. Être is to be. Avoir was to have. Être is to be. Okay? So we have je suis, tu es, il est, elle est, nous sommes, vous êtes, ils sont, and elles sont. Again, these are all singulier, these are pluriel. Referring to one person, referring to two or more people. Okay? Je suis. Je suis means I am. Tu es means you are. Il est means he is. Elle est means she is. Nous sommes means we are. Vous êtes means you are, plural. Ils sont means they are, I'm referring to masculine. And then elles sont means, again, they are, but féminin. Okay? So again, these up are singulier. We are referring to one person. The bottom half is au pluriel. We are referring to multiple people, so two or more. Same thing with il and elle. As soon as there is one male, one boy, it's referred to masculine. And for it to be elle, au pluriel, they all have to be girls that you were referring to. Okay, so great job. Just like we did with avoir, you are now going to practice être. So I will prepare the board. Okay, how do we say I am happy? Happy, we say happy, content means happy in French. So how would we say I am happy? Well, we know I am because we just saw that. So je suis content. Okay, good job. How do we say he is happy? We would say il est content. How would we say they are happy? And by they, I am referring to five 5 boys. How do you say they are happy? Ils sont contents. How would you say they are happy? And I'm referring to girls. Elles sont contentes. How would we say we are happy? Nous sommes contents. Okay. So again, I encourage you to go ahead, work in that booklet. There are some practice exercise sheets and list of vocabulary words, list of everything that we had already seen. So practice making some sentences yourself. Okay? Fabulous job, and I will see you in the next lecture. Hi everyone. So this is a very short lecture, and it's simply to encourage you to really use that booklet. It is a personal booklet, and you work so hard. You're doing so great already. Review the content that I have provided you with. Continue to practice and challenge yourself, and believe in yourself. This is something that you can do. You can learn French. You can speak French. So I encourage you to read the words again, use the study tip, form your sentences, use the worksheets, and have some fun. Okay? So for you, I have provided a bonus lecture where I go over some phrases for holidays. I will teach you how to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and various different sayings for the holidays. So I hope you enjoy the next lecture, which is a bonus lecture, and then we are off to section number 2 to help you wish people well. So I have Bonne Fête, which means happy birthday. Joyeuse Pâques, which means happy Easter. Bon Ramadan, which means happy Ramadan. Joyeux Saint Valentin, happy St. Valentine's Day. Joyeuse Fête des Mères, happy Mother's Day. Bonne fin de semaine means have a good weekend. So I know this was super quick, super simple, but it was a little bonus just in case you would like to wish someone a good weekend. So I hope you enjoyed that quick bonus video. Now we are off to section number 2. Hi everyone, and welcome to this lecture. In this lecture, we are going to focus on the alphabet. I will read over the alphabet to you in French, and then I will give you a chance to do it yourself. Once you do it yourself, I will erase the board, put random letters on the board, and then put you to the test. So let's get started. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Okay, wonderful job. Now I'm going to have you say the alphabet yourself. So if you would like to review one more time, go ahead and review. And if not, I'm ready. So I will point to the alphabet A to Z, and I will wait a couple seconds to give you a chance to say it, and then I will say it so that it gives you a chance to verify what you had said. So let's go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Okay, you did a great job. Now, since we just did them in order, A, B, C, all the way to Z, I'm going to make it a little bit harder for you. But as you can see, there are a lot that are the same as English, such as M, N, and some that are really similar too. So keep that in mind. So like I had already explained, I will write a letter on the board, give you a chance to say it, and then I will let you know what it is in French. B, Z, D, and please keep in mind that you do have controls on your end, so if you find I'm going too fast or even too slow, you can adjust the speed accordingly. A, O, W, S, Y, D, P, L, F, R, J, I, J, E, H, N, V, T, U, M, Okay, and I will stop there. So great job. Again, if you'd like to review the alphabet, feel free. You also have the alphabet in your booklet, and you can even continue to practice the same way that we just did here. You can always return to the video too, and you can hear the way I say it just to double check, or even look back where it's written out in English too, if that helps you with the pronunciation. So that's up to you. Great job right here. In the next lecture, we will still be working on the alphabet. However, I am going to go letter by letter to show you what sounds they make while we are reading French. Okay, so again, great job, and I will see you soon. Now that we have the alphabet down and you know how to say the alphabet in French, I am going to show you what sounds each letter makes. This will help you later on when you're ready to start learning how to read and practicing reading. Okay, so for the first one we have ah. So this makes the sound ah, ah. Okay, so I will say it and then I want you to say it as well. Ah, b, b. Now for the C, it makes two different sounds depending what letters follow. So it can make the sound S, or it can make the sound K. Okay, so just for a visual reminder there, I will put an S for S and the K for K. Okay, so S, K, D, D. Now with the E, I will show you a little bit, well actually in the next lecture, all the different accents for the E. But for right now, it's just F, f, G, G, or J, J. E, E, J, J, K, K, L, L, M, M, N, N, O, O, P, P, K, K. Why are you laughing?
It's so you have no idea. It's ridiculous.
Well, should I not do this?
No, it's good. It's so funny. You're like, all right, go ahead. I can't listen.
R, R, S, S, T, T, U, U, V, V, W, W, X, X, Y, Y, Z, Z. Okay, so again, once you know this will be really helpful once you're starting to read frequent news words. So if you'd like to go ahead and go over it again, great. And if not, you can always come back to it as needed in the future lecture. So if you'd like to go over it again, that's great. And if not, you can always go back as needed. You did a great job with the alphabet and an even better job with the sounds of the alphabet. Now it is time to combine them together to create some French sounds. Here we are going to focus on B's, okay? So the B, B sound. So if you see a B and then an A, you would simply blend them together to create one sound. So you would have B, A, B, A, ba. So it would equal ba. B, 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 E, B, E, B, B, U, B, U, B, 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 O, B, O, bow, bow. Okay, now let's read these sounds top to bottom. Ba, ber, bee, boo, bow. Good job. Now, we are going to do the same thing, but instead of having the B as the initial sound, it is now an L, which makes the sound, do you remember? L. Good job. So, L, 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 A, L, A, La, La. As you can see, these are two déterminants that we went over in section number 1. So already you know how to read le and la. L, E, L, E, li, li. L, O, L, O, low, low. L, U, L, U, lu, lu. Let's go top to bottom. Le, la, li, lo, lu. Okay? Le, la, li, lo, lu. Okay? Great. Some of these are actually frequent words such as le, na. Others are just sounds that you will see in words later on when we learn how to break them down into syllables. So I'd like to do this a couple more times with different words just so that you get a hang of it and used to practicing simple sounds. Okay, so as you can see here, I have the M's as the initial sound. And in case you haven't caught on, the second letter are always vowels. A, E, I, O, and U. Okay, so let's do the same thing. The M makes the sound mm. So a, ma, ma. O, mo, mo. E, me, me. U, me, me. Me. Okay? Ma, mo, me, mu, me. Great job. Let's do one more. So P makes the sound p, p, p. So let's figure out these sounds. P, 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 e, p, p, o, po, po, pu, pu, pa, pe, pi, po, pu. Okay, wonderful. So you can go ahead and do this for different sounds. Use the alphabet and don't forget to have the vowels following. For example, W-A, w, w, okay? Or if, say, I'll give you a word right now. Right here. We have pa. That actually means dad in French. Pa. Now, I would like to go over accents on the E in the next lecture. So I will see you then. In French, you will notice quite a few different accents. So I would like to take the time to share them with you, especially the ones on the E's. So here we have E accent aigu, E accent grave, and E accent circonflexe, okay? I would say the first one is the most common. It's often used at the end of verbs, but I would like to show you how to pronounce them so that when you are reading, you're able to do the same thing. So here we say A. This one we say E. And the third, it's the exact same as the previous one. E. So from top to bottom, let's do it again. A. When you are speaking and when you are reading, you will come across the sound A. So you will come across the sound A quite a bit. So I would like to show you different ways that we can write that sound so that you are familiar with it. A. This is one that we had just seen. Again, A. And A. Okay? So this one, that one, and that one are often used at the end of verbs. This is something like if we were to say j'ai. It's also in other words, but just so that I can refer it to something that you might be familiar with. And you will see this again at the end of words too. Okay, so A, and A. Okay, so wonderful job with that. I would like you to refer to your workbook right now and practice what we had just went over at least 3 times. So practice reading these the right way. A, and the accents. A, A, Again, out of the 3 accents there, this one is the only one that is A, and the other 2 are E. Okay, so great job. Okay, here I have 4 different ways to say the exact same sound. And So these are the sounds okay? Now, if we have a word, a letter in front of it, such as maybe a P, we would have pa, okay? Pa. Same thing. If we had a P in front, it would be pa, okay? If we had a different letter in front of it, such as, let's say, a B, ba. Okay? Okay, so now that you know how to blend some words, let's work on. Okay, now that you know how to blend letters together to form a sound, now let's work on breaking words down into syllables. Now, the more familiar you are with the vocabulary, the more you enhance your vocabulary, the easier this will be. But if not, don't worry about it because you are learning and you are already doing so great. So I would like to show you how to break words into syllables to help us read the word. So the CH in French makes the sound sh, okay? And then we had already seen the Z, which is A. So we have sh and A. We have sh and A. Okay? Here we have the sh and here we have the A. So it's she. Okay? That's one syllable. chercher. Okay? If we had a word like chercher, we have two syllables. We have char and she. Okay? Again, once you know the vocabulary, if you were to actually place your hand under your chin, and every time your chin hits your hand, that would be one syllable. For example, here, chercher, which means looking, you would go chercher, two syllables. Or you can clap your hands, chercher. That's another strategy that might work for you. Okay, so you have chercher, chercher. Okay, here you have two syllables, jouer, jouer. Here, mouton, mouton. Here, mama. Here, lire, lire. Here I wrote down another list of words, and I would like you to go ahead and try to read them right now. So maybe pause the video, take a look, use the strategies that I had already shared with you, use your booklet, and do your very best to read these words. And then when you're ready, I will go ahead and read them for you. So we have matin, matin. Here, lutin, lutin. Café, café. Rouge, rouge. Again, all these words only have two syllables. Matin, lutin, café, rouge. Wonderful job. Again, just simply breaking down the words into syllables will be very helpful. I know if you do not know what these words mean, it might be a little bit difficult, but if you continue to practice the sounds of the alphabet and blending them, you can definitely get a hang of this. For example, the and the a, that's ma, the t, and the a, te, matin. Okay? C-A. As I said, the C makes the sound s or k, k. It often makes the sound s like an S when there is an I that follows or an E. Okay? In this case, it's an A, so it's k, k. Here we have U makes the sound oo. So with the R in front, it's r, ru, rouge. Okay, there are a couple exercises in the booklet to work on the syllables, and I encourage you to go ahead and work on them. There is an answer key there so that you can make corrections and continue working on the syllables. Wonderful job. I know learning how to read, especially a new language, can be difficult, but if you put everything in place that I have provided you with, I can assure you that you will get a hang of this. The workbook is there for you. That's why it is called your own personal workbook. Take advantage of it, reread it, study it. There are a list of words there in different sections and different categories. Every night, take a section and go over it top to bottom. Use the videos to go back and double check your work or refresh your memory on things. I purposely have added a list of words for you to practice reading. And the reason I chose this list of words are because these are words, not all of them, but a lot of them, that we had already seen in this course. So, take a look at it, read the words, and use the images that are right next to the words to help you know what the word is. For example, if the word is mouton, okay, you will see a picture of a sheep. What do you think mouton means? Sheep, okay? And then you can practice breaking it down into syllables. I always encourage you to try it out on your own before looking at the answer key so that you can see your mistakes and you can learn from them. After all, that is how we learn best, from our own mistakes. Thank you so much, and we will see you in the next section. Hello, bonjour. In this lecture, we're going to go over greetings. Now, how do we say hi to someone? How do we ask how they are? What kind of communication do we have when we are talking to someone for the first time, or maybe just the first time in a day to start off a conversation? So, let's get started. How do we say, hi, my name is Chanel? Or, hi, my name is Mitch. Or, hi, my name's Ryan. Well, let's show you. Hi would be bonjour, okay? So to say hi, hello, hey, you would simply say bonjour. It's 2 syllables, bonjour. So you'd say bonjour. Je, which means me, I, bonjour. Okay? Je m'appelle, my name is. Je m'appelle. So, hi, my name is, okay? Bonjour, je m'appelle. Donc, bonjour, je m'appelle Chanel. Hi, my name is Chanel. Okay? So, I'll give you 2 seconds to try that for yourself. Just simply fill this in with your name. Bonjour, je m'appelle. One more time. Okay, good job. Now, you wouldn't just stop right there. You would typically want to ask them how they are, how they're doing. So in English, we would say, hi, how are you? Or just, how are you? How's it going? In French, you would say one of 2 things. It is very important to know that in French, we can greet someone formally or informally, okay? The main difference with this is just how you address the other person. So, informally would be when speaking with family and friends, basically, okay? Formally would be an elder, someone you're meeting for the first time, someone you show a lot of respect to, such as a boss, okay? And that would be formally. So the 2 is informally. Okay, I'll put an I there. Or IN, I guess, for informal. And then the vous is formal. Okay? They mean the same thing. We're referring to you. Now, yes, as we have already seen, tu means you, and vous means you, plural. So it's just showing, again, respect, okay? An extra bit of respect. So if you wanted to use informal greeting, okay, you want to speak informally, so you're just talking to your buddies, maybe your friend, someone that you see all the time, you would simply say, comment vas-tu? How's it going? How are you? Comment, how, vas-tu? Okay? Comment vas-tu? And again, if you want it to be more formal, now you're meeting someone for the very first time, you're in a meeting at work and you're speaking with the owner of a company or your boss, again, elders, you would use vous, okay? Comment allez-vous? Comment, again, how? Allez-vous? Comment allez-vous? Okay, so keep that in mind. That's simply how you would say, hi, my name is, and how are you? I would also like to add that the majority of the time when I am speaking with someone, I will use tu. Comment vas-tu? Maybe because I'm usually around people that I'm most familiar with most of the time. But I think this one is much more common. Okay? But if you're meeting someone for the first time and maybe you're not exactly sure who they are, or again, you're just not sure which one to use, it is best to go ahead with the vous, comment allez-vous, just to show more respect. And you'll see even in the conversation, if they really prefer you to use tu because they want to see you more of like a friend thing on the same level, I'm sure they will let you know. But it's good to know how to use both. Welcome to this lecture. You have been traveling for a while now, let's assume. Maybe you had some flights, buses, car, and you're carrying baggage and you're tired and all you want to do is just check into your hotel room. The last thing you want is to have a huge language barrier. So this lecture is made especially to help you with the communication in the hotel lobby and the surroundings. So we're going to start by going over a few vocabulary words, and then I will help you with how to check in how to check in at a hotel where they only speak French or maybe very little English. Should I redo that? Or?
No, just go from or very little English.
Okay. Or maybe very little English. So just to enhance your vocabulary a bit, I have put 5 words right here. The first one is escalier. This means stairs, okay? Escalier. The second one is ascenseur. This is an elevator. Ascenseur. Okay. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 syllables. Escalier. The second word, ascenseur. 3 syllables. Ascenseur. So we have stairs, elevator. The third word is chambre. Chambre. 2 syllables. Okay, this would be a room. Carte. Carte. This is a map. Carte. Centre-ville. Okay? Centre-ville. Okay? Centre-ville. This is downtown. Okay? The main part of the city. So these are words that I could see you needing to use or wanting to use when communicating with someone in the front desk or just someone at the hotel. I feel like it could be very beneficial. So I'd like to go through them one more time. Escalier, which means stairs. Ascenseur, which means elevator. Chambre, room. Carte, a map. Centre-ville, downtown. Now, I am going to say a word in English, and I want you to say the word in French. This is going to be some practice for you. I will wait a few seconds until saying the word back to you in French. So, elevator. How would you say elevator in French? Ascenseur. Great. Now, how would you say map? How would you say map in French? Carte. Carte. Good. Third word. How would you say stairs? Stairs. Escalier. Escalier. Great. How would you say downtown? Downtown. Centre-ville. Centre-ville. Great. Finally, how would you say room? Room. Chambre. Chambre. Okay? Great job. Now, you will see in that booklet that you will find something similar to this. Okay? With other words as well. And just to practice, it's a little worksheet. You will simply add a line from the word in English to the correct word, the word that has the same meaning in French. For example, stairs. Where would I put stairs? Escalier. So I draw a line. Room. How do you say room in French? Cameraman, how do you say room in French?
Chambre.
Chambre. Great job. Right here. Okay? And you will see that they can crisscross as well. But anyhow, that's just an activity that you will find in that workbook, and I do encourage you to go ahead and practice. So you know how to say hi to someone and ask how they're doing. You also know a few vocabulary words. Now, how would you communicate with someone working at the front desk when you're ready to check in? I will give you a couple phrases that would be very beneficial for you. The first one is, Bonjour, j'ai une réservation au nom de Madame Bouchard. Bonjour, j'ai une réservation au nom de Madame Bouchard. Okay, so I simply said, hi, I have a reservation under the name Madame Bouchard. Okay, so this you would simply change to your name. So you're saying hi, and then just saying that you have a reservation under the name, then so on. So, bonjour, j'ai une réservation au nom de Kelly. Okay, or whatever name you choose, whatever name that reservation is under. Okay, so again, this simply means, hi, I have a reservation under the name da-da-da. Okay, now, maybe you came with some friends and you would like to make sure that there are at least 2 beds. So you would say, j'aimerais vérifier qu'il y a 2 lits. Okay, j'aimerais means I would like. I would like. I would like to verify that there is 2 beds. Okay? J'aimerais vérifier qu'il y a 2 lits. Again, j'aimerais vérifier qu'il y a 2 lits. Perhaps you want to confirm that you had booked the hotel for 3 nights. If that's the case, we would simply say I would like again. So you would say j'aimerais vérifier que c'est pour 3 nuits. I would like to verify that it is for 3 nights. Okay? Awesome. Now, it would also be very helpful to know how to say oui, okay, which means yes, okay. No, which would mean no. This is very useful when you are speaking, but also when you are listening, right? What if someone's saying that to you? But before everything else, something that I suggest you do, if you want to practice your French, okay, that's one thing. But it wouldn't hurt as well if you simply asked, parlez-vous anglais? Okay, parlez-vous anglais? This is helpful because then maybe they do have a staff member who speaks English and they can go ahead and proceed with you speaking in French, but then they can also go to English if needed. So, parlez-vous anglais? This is a phrase that you can use when you would like to ask someone if they speak English. Not because you can't speak French, but just sometimes it is good to have a language that you are more comfortable with, just in case. So, great job listening in with this lecture. Again, please use that booklet. You will find even more information. And if you do have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to email us and our team will get back to you. And I will see you in the next. Welcome back. In this lecture, we are going to focus on ordering foods, drinks at restaurants. So I decided to start off by enhancing your vocabulary again with keywords that you might want to know when being at a restaurant. So I will go over the list of words, and a little bit later on, I will give you some phrases that you can use that would help you be able to order food yourself. So, café, that is a coffee. Sucre is sugar. Maybe you want to add sugar in your coffee. Okay, sucre means sugar. Croissant, this one is the exact same. A croissant is a croissant. They are amazing. Beurre, this means butter. Maybe you want butter on your toast or a butter croissant. So beurre means butter. Salade de poulet. Salade de poulet is a chicken salad. Sorry, I'm a little sloppy. Chicken salad. Poisson is a fish. Okay, so as you can see, most of the words actually have the same initial sound, like the same letter. C, C, S, S, C, okay, and so on, except for poisson. But that is a little trick just to give you a better understanding when you are trying to read the words. So we have coffee, sugar, croissant, butter, chicken salad, fish. There is a much larger list of words in your booklet. Feel free to use that. But I will use these to help you practice ordering a meal at a restaurant or a coffee shop. So once you're at a restaurant and you're ready to order, whether it's a drink, food, or a meal, this is a phrase that you could use. Je vais prendre s'il vous plaît. Here you are saying, I will take your order, please. Okay? So, je vais prendre means I will take. S'il vous plaît simply means please. Okay? So just have a line because that would be your order. That would be what you are ordering. For example, say you want to order a coffee with milk. Okay? Just to start off, you just want a drink, or you're at a coffee shop and you want a coffee with milk. You would say, je vais prendre un café avec du lait, s'il vous plaît. Okay, so you're saying, I will take a coffee with milk, please. Okay, so this reminds me I should probably add a few more keywords just that I can go over with you, even though they are in your booklet. I'd like to go over them with you right now. Avec, okay, this means with, okay, with, okay. Sans means without. Sans. Maybe on your burger, you want a burger with everything on it, but a burger without pickles, or a burger without tomatoes, okay? Sans tomate. Okay? Avec, sans, un peu, maybe you just want a little bit of something. Un peu. Un peu means a little bit. Just a little bit. Beaucoup, maybe you want a lot. You want a lot of mustard on that burger. That's a condiment, maybe not. If you want a lot of French fries, you would say beaucoup. A lot. À côté, that means on the side. Okay, on the side, beside. À côté. Or sorry, that'd be sur le côté. Okay, côté, sur le côté. On the side. Maybe you just want the dressing on the side, or your French fries on the side. Okay, so now I am going to say a phrase in English and I'd like you to say it in French. I won't throw any new words at you. I'm just going to use this along with the previous list of words that I had shared with you. So how would you say, I will take a croissant, please. So how would you order the following in French? How would you say, I will take a chicken salad, please? I will take a chicken salad, please. I'll give you a few seconds to think about it and come up with your sentence. You would say, je vais prendre une salade de poulet, s'il vous plaît. Je vais prendre une salade de poulet, s'il vous plaît. Okay, I'll say that one more time, but maybe a little slower. Je vais prendre une salade de poulet, s'il vous plaît. Okay, great job. So if you go to a restaurant that you're not familiar with and you're not sure about what's on their menu, you can simply ask what today's special is. And the way you would ask that is, quel est le plat du jour? So plat du jour means today's special. Okay, quel est le? What is the? Okay, what is the? Okay, today's special. All right, so quel est le plat du jour? What is today's special? In review, I would like to go over 3 words that are very important, not just at a restaurant, but really at any time, especially when communicating with others. And they are bonjour, s'il vous plaît, and Je vous remercie. Okay? These things, if you say it with a smile and very sincere, I find it is very helpful to you. You attract more people and kindness around. And it would simply make your vacation, your travels, your experience, and your day much better. So, bonjour means hi. S'il vous plaît, please. Je vous remercie means thank you, okay? This is you can simply say merci, okay? Merci. There's nothing wrong with that. It's more than okay. However, if you say je vous remercie, it is very personal. You are really personally thanking them. It just adds a little bit more respect and very, very, very sincere. So, je vous remercie is thank you. Okay, so these three things are fairly important. Again, how would you say thank you? That's right. Je vous remercie. How about hello or hi? Bonjour. Good job. And finally, please. S'il vous plaît. Great job. You're in a new city surrounded by locals. How do you ask to use the bathroom? How do you ask where the nearest restaurant is? How do you simply communicate? Well, in this lecture, we will focus on all of that. So, I will begin by a few keywords such as bathroom, bakery, museum, and shopping mall. So, toilette is the bathroom. Toilette. Boulangerie is a bakery. Boulangerie. Musée is a museum. Musée. And centre commercial is your shopping mall. Centre commercial. I have added a few more words that I think would help you when asking for directions. So I have droite, which means right. Droite. Gauche, which means left. Okay, droite to your right, gauche to your left. Nord, sud, ouest et est. North, south, west, and east. Okay, nord, sud, west, et est. Okay, so just a reminder of what those mean. I will do a drawing for you, okay? Ouverte means open. Maybe you see a sign on a restaurant or someone tells you this. Fermé means closed. So ouverte, open, fermé, closed. Now, let's put this all together and I will give you some very important keywords so that you can combine them into phrases and sentences. Okay, so probably one of the main things you will ask is, where is fill in the blank? For example, where is the coffee shop? Where is the museum? Where is the nearest local restaurant? Where is the church? Where is the coffee shop? So and where are the bathrooms? So when you're somewhere new, you are not too familiar with the area, so you might want to ask where is multiple times. So, où means where. Sont means is or are. So where is and where are. Okay? Now, the only difference between the first one and the second one is this, le est et le sont, okay? Est is when the following word is au singulier. So you're just talking about one thing, such as where is the coffee shop? You're talking about one coffee shop, okay? Or if you're saying where is the coffee shop, you would say où est le café, okay? Again, we already went over the déterminants. You can always refresh and look back if you need to. Où sont, okay? That's when you have multiple things. Où sont les toilettes? Where are the toilets, okay? Where are the toilets? So again, où est, fill in the blank, or où sont, fill in the blank. This means où means where. Okay? Où. Okay? Now, there are two meanings for this word où. Ou means or in French. So you would say chocolat ou vanille. Okay? Chocolate or vanilla. Okay? Chat ou chien. Dog or cat. But as soon as you have the accent here, you're talking about a place. Like where. Okay? So without the accent means or. With the accent, you're specifically referring to a place. So, how would you ask where the museum is? Where is the museum? Okay, you would say, où est le musée? Où est le musée? Again, I didn't give you the word le beforehand because I just gave you the noun, the word musée, okay, le nom. However, if you were to check in a dictionary or if you practice, you would know that musée is a word au masculin, okay, which means you would use the word un or le. For the second practice, I would like to know, how do you say, where is the bakery? Where is the bakery? I will give you a few seconds. You would say, où est la boulangerie? Où est la boulangerie? The reason I chose la and not le is because boulangerie is a nom au féminin, so le déterminant has to be au féminin as well. Okay, so great job with that. I hope you found this really useful. Okay guys, that's everything that I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this section. I wish you the best.